right. Boy, what a day this has been. This is a look at what has been a record-setting snow event here. So what you're seeing are the estimated snowfall totals across the Gulf Coast. And this storm system has, by every single measure, overperformed in terms of the expected snow amounts here. So generally speaking, this area of pink that you see in purple, that's where you're thinking where we're having widespread areas of 5 to 6 inches of snow. But we have been receiving reports in even higher amounts. I just received a report from a gentleman in Midtown Mobile. This was near Florida and Dauphin. Actually, someone who's from Maine took a measurement in their yard of 8 inches of snow on the ground. And we've had upwards of 8 inches of snow measured across Escambia County in and around East Bruton. Lower snow amounts overall as expected in our far northern counties, but this event is far from over as the snow continues to fall here and it continues to accumulate across South Mobile County, most of Baldwin County, and Northwest Florida, also Escambia and Conecuh counties in Alabama. Now we're seeing less snow overall there across Mississippi, Washington County as well. Grand Bay, I've seen numerous reports out of Grand Bay here of around 6 inches of snow, generally speaking. And in terms of the records that we just checked with the Weather Service, we're so far sitting at 6.2 inches of snow, but that actually breaks the 2-day record for snow of 6 inches. It also breaks the single-day record of 5 inches of snow. Just want to make sure we get those numbers correct for you. And in Pensacola, we're going to end up with 6, maybe 6.5 inches of snow before all is said and done with this system, as the snow just continues to pile on up here. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a lessening of the snow here in our northwestern communities. The snow has been historic across Louisiana as well, where we have observed upwards of 8 to 10 inches of snow. This was an area that saw blizzard conditions, believe it or not, for a period of time this morning. This was just an intense, very rare event. Now we're going to say goodbye to the snow right around 10 o'clock tonight. The extreme cold is what's going to follow here. You can see here as the rain, or rather the snow, just so used to saying rain, but the snow will continue to exit. So once we hit 7:30, 8 o'clock, we start seeing everything wrap up in Mobile County, Baldwin County, maybe some lingering flurries left behind. Everything west of 65, you'll be in the clear by 8 to 8:30. And then everything should exit Northwest Florida by 10, maybe 10:30 at the latest. And everything will start working its way through the Central Florida Panhandle. And we have an opportunity to kind of reevaluate things. Right now, Pensacola International Airport, it is very difficult to see the control tower out there. It'll be a dry day for tomorrow, as we'll see full sunshine, but the stories will be the temperatures will be the big story tomorrow. We're going to see single-digit wind chills between 0 and 5 degrees to start the day. High temperature only rebounds to 35 degrees. I'm going to call it a weather-aware day for Thursday, for Wednesday, and now Thursday morning as well. I still think we're going to have some refreezing to occur that could lead to some travel issues Thursday morning. We'll finally warm things up with 50s by Saturday. We'll be right back.
The Golden Apple Award is brought to you by the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, Elite Urgent Care, Hembry Heating and Air Conditioning, and Rich's Car Wash.
I've always said, all citizens of Mobile County deserve to live in a safe community without fear. At the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, we continue to work tirelessly toward this goal. This is Sheriff Paul Birch. If you're looking for a rewarding career with a team and community who has your back, then go to teamsheriff.org and let's go to work.
Parenting is hard, but car washes, they should be easy. Rich's Car Wash is the largest locally owned and operated car wash with over 30 locations to choose from. And starting at just $20, you can join our Unlimited Wash Club. Car washes should be easy, and they are at Rich's Car Wash. Join our Unlimited Wash Club and keep your car clean, dry, and shiny.
Is your AC system on its last leg? Can it make it through another summer? We know that's frustrating and miserable when your AC system breaks down. That's why we created our VIP Comfort Club maintenance plans. Our most popular plan is only $195 per year. It includes 2 city annual tune-ups and safety inspections, 15% off any new and $100 per year credit toward the future AC system. We are proud to be a Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a Trane.
You have a court date on Gulf Coast CW. Check out this docket. You'll get the most courtroom drama with no objections from 10 to 3 every weekday on Gulf Coast CW.
At Elite Urgent Care, we offer priority check-in and expedited visit times so teachers can get in and out and feel better faster. Walk in or schedule a visit on our website. Elite Urgent Care. When it comes to your health, accept nothing less than Elite.
It's a new year. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport, all equipped with 4x4 capability. It's no wonder Bronco Sport was named #1 for new vehicle quality among small SUVs by J.D. Power. Let's get going. Lease a Bronco Sport for just $271 a month, or lease a Bronco for only $291 a month. Hurry into your local Ford dealer today.
People ask me all the time, do the long run before you have a body to make right stuff? Yes, we do. You know what else is true? We really are on top of this truck.
Hurt by a big truck, call Long and Long.
He's been through a lot.
We'll get there. It's okay. You're safe here. Come on. Love begins with trust. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I got a Subaru.
The Subaru Forester. Safe, long-lasting, trusted, loved.
Get 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Forester. Going on now.
All day long, we've been showing you pets and people enjoying the winter weather.
Take a look at this video of a little girl named Parker Cave. She's pretending to be Elsa. Look at this. I love it. Both arms.
She's got some help too.
Yes, I love my behind her. That is the cutest video. I said, she won the internet today. So cute.
She's tied with the dog doing snow angels.
Dog doing snow angels. I missed that one.
Absolutely hilarious. We were mentioning earlier maybe some power outages. We have now 1,500 customers that are without power in Mobile County, 500 in Baldwin County. Hopefully we can get the lights back on quickly because we got single-digit wind chills tonight.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Good night. Sky 5 drone footage is brought to you by Eastern Shore Hyundai.
Stanley Steamer goes beyond carpet cleaning. From tile and grout to wood, stone, and more, we've got a proven process to remove the deepest dirt from every surface. Restore the beauty of your hard surfaces.
At FPL, we're working every single day to ensure the Emerald Coast has reliable electricity while keeping bills as low as possible. FPL, working for you every single day.
Your lights have gone out, and now you have a choice. Flashlights or candles. Or maybe you have a portable generator, but it only powers a few things. On-Time Service has another option, the whole house generator. When the power goes off, it turns on automatically and everything's running again. Your lights, your appliances, your electronics. Call On-Time Service and ask about getting a whole house generator for your home.
Take a breath of fresh air with a Stanley Steamer air duct cleaning. We clean over 10 million feet of air ducts each year with our specialized trucks, built by us, removing the contaminants from your home. Your air ducts are clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Wall from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Introducing Crown Hall, where we create and you celebrate. Cater your event with exquisite cuisine in the heart of downtown Mobile. Crown Hall Event and Catering. Your next event starts here.
For Congress, the choice is clear. Jimmy Petronas. Petronas is the only candidate endorsed by President Trump.
Jimmy Petronas has done a tremendous job as CFO. Jimmy Petronas has my complete and total endorsement.
Jimmy Petronas.
I'm born and raised in the Panhandle. I love this part of the state. I'm so excited to get to work for President Donald Trump because he will turn this country around.
For Congress, there's only one choice. Trump endorsed Jimmy Petronas. Conservative Future Fund is
responsible for the content of this advertising.
You worked your whole life and didn't know you were being exposed to asbestos. Thousands of workers and families were exposed before 1980 and have rights to cash compensation. If you're 59 or older, see if you qualify. Call KRW Lawyers now. 855-579-3882. This isn't a lawsuit against the company you work for. Asbestos manufacturers are being held responsible. Get answers. Get justice. Get KRW Lawyers on your side today. 855-579-3882.
You don't stop being you just because you turned 65. But you do face more risk from flu and COVID. Last year alone, those viruses hospitalized nearly 1 million people 65 and older. 1 million. Vaccines lower your risk of getting really sick. So you can keep doing you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. So yeah, you don't just get some lawyer. You get an army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
1,500 for a pardon.
Tonight, the fallout after President Trump pardons nearly 1,600 January 6th defendants.
I think we're in a pretty dark period.
With nearly 140 law enforcement officers assaulted in the riot, our exclusive interview with the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police.
Are your officers concerned about their safety?
From Texas to Florida, the rare snowstorm hitting the South.
Stay at home, try to stay off the roadways.
And over the suns. And in tonight's Eye on America, we put students' attachment to their smartphones to the test.
Do you know how to text on there?
No. The CBS Evening News starts now. Good evening, I'm Nora O'Donnell. Hundreds of January 6th rioters are free tonight, and many more will be soon after President Donald Trump issued a full and unconditional pardon and shortened prison sentences for all of the nearly 1,600 defendants. President Trump is also dismissing charges for those not yet tried. Among those who have already been released, the former leaders of the far-right extremist groups, the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. They are two of the highest-profile defendants. Enrique Tarrio was serving 22 years, and Stuart Rhodes was serving 18 years. Throughout the campaign, Trump pledged to pardon the rioters, calling them patriots and hostages of the justice system. CBS's Scott McFarland leads off our coverage tonight from Capitol Hill.
Among those walking out of prison tonight, Rachel Powell of Pennsylvania.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank God for sparing his life.
Found guilty in 2023 of pushing a barricade into police and breaching a window, she's part of the largest criminal investigation in American history, which is now suddenly over. Nearly 1,600 people, including hundreds accused of beating, gassing, clubbing, and maiming police, are pardoned. President Trump defended it tonight.
But these people have already served a long period of time.
Some of Trump's Republican Senate allies acknowledged the news was unexpected.
It was surprising to me that it was a blanket pardon. Now I'm going through the details.
But they didn't offer denunciations. The pardons underscore the wide range of January 6th defendants, from those convicted of misdemeanors like unlawful parading to the Minnesota man convicted of assaulting 4 officers, including with a police riot shield. He was one of nearly 160 who CBS News found had criminal pasts ahead of January 6th. And the former New York City police officer who was serving about 10 years for assaulting police outside the Capitol. The pardons are a gut punch for police victims and some congressional staff like Sharon Nichols, who barricaded inside an office as the rioters pillaged.
It seems like it would be troubling to know everybody just got pardoned.
Yeah, I mean, more than troubling, it's made me angry. I've been fighting some disillusionment. I think we're in a pretty dark period.
Far-right group leaders Enrique Tarrio of the Proud Boys and Stuart Rhodes of the Oath Keepers were among those released, with more than 10 years remaining under sentences.
President Trump did the right thing by letting these guys out and pardon them because they're not getting a fair trial.
In the past 2 weeks, Vice President J.D. Vance, House Speaker Mike Johnson, and Trump's Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi have all said those who committed violence should not be included in pardons. Trump didn't answer questions about that tonight. Pam Bondi still faces a key Senate vote here next week. Nora?
Scott McFarland, thank you so much. You know, when we're talking about that violence enacted on those police officers, it's important to remember there were about 140 law enforcement officers that were injured on January 6th, and more than half of them were Capitol Police officers. Tonight, we spoke with the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police for his reaction to the pardons in an exclusive interview. We know that more than 170 people, these January 6 defendants, are accused of using a deadly or dangerous weapon against law enforcement, a fire extinguisher, a 4x4, bear spray. What kind of message does that send?
Well, I think it sends a message that politics is more important than policing. And my officers go out there every day and enforce the law impartially.
If violent criminals are pardoned, does that put law enforcement officers in danger in the future?
It could put any of our communities in danger. Anybody that is convicted of a violent crime and then allowed to not serve their sentence or just be let off the book, I think it has an impact on our communities nationwide.
How has this pardoning of all of those involved in January 6th, how has that affected the morale of Capitol Police officers?
I've talked to a few officers, and I know some of my leadership team has told me that there's a lot of officers that are angry, they're upset, and I don't blame them.
Why are some of your officers angry and upset?
Well, because they believe that they were doing their job properly that day, and this sends a message to them that somehow it was okay for these folks to do the things that they did.
This is not just about President Trump, right? I mean, there was a commutation issued by former President Biden as well before he left office.
That's correct. Leonard Peltier, who in 1975 killed 2 FBI agents. He was a political activist who felt he was fighting for his cause. And yesterday he was set free.
What message does that send?
Well, I would tell you that I'm sure it sends a pretty poor message to the FBI and frankly to every law enforcement officer in this country. To think that if you are killed in the line of duty, that at some point it becomes okay, because it's not okay for the families of those FBI agents, and those FBI agents are still dead, and yet the man that killed them has been set free.
Chief Ranger, thank you for being here, and thanks to all of your officers. We now know that attorneys general from 22 states are now suing to block President Trump's move to end what's known as birthright citizenship, that is, guaranteeing that children born in the U.S. are citizens regardless of their parents' status. To get more on Trump's new immigration battles, from CBS's Rita Jang at the White House.
A church service at the National Cathedral marks the final event of inauguration. But unlike most sermons, this one was directed at President Trump.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
Reverend Marianne Edgar Budd used her audience with the president to defend the undocumented immigrants Trump has vowed to deport, with ICE raids starting as early as this week.
The vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors.
Back at the White House, Trump was unmoved.
Not too excited, was it? I didn't think it was a good service.
The president has already signed 7 executive orders on immigration.
That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
Including one that refuses to recognize children born in the U.S. as American citizens if their parents are unauthorized immigrants.
We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright.
At least 22 states and the District of Columbia have sued to block the measure, arguing birthright citizenship is enshrined in the Constitution under the 14th Amendment.
The executive order renders many children born on American soil without citizenship, creating for the first time a class of American-born children whose health and well-being are threatened by their own government.
Despite President Trump's claim that the U.S. is alone, more than 30 countries have unrestricted birthright citizenship. Ending it here was one of Trump's campaign promises. And tonight, the White House says it is ready to face those state lawsuits in court. Nora?
Rita Jang, thank you. There are disturbing new allegations against Pete Hegseth, Trump's embattled nominee for defense secretary. We have details now from CBS's Nicole Killian.
Pete Hegseth's former sister-in-law, Danielle Hegseth, alleges the defense secretary nominee was abusive toward his second wife, Samantha. In a sworn affidavit provided to the Senate Armed Services Committee, Danielle Hegseth claims Samantha told her she once hid in a closet for fear of her safety. Would you like a copy of it? Democrats who reviewed the statement were outraged.
What I read in that affidavit reinforces the idea that not only is Pete Hegseth not qualified to be Secretary of Defense, he's truly a danger.
Danielle Hegseth, who was married to Hegseth's brother, also alleges Samantha had a plan to get away from Hegseth by texting a safe word to her if she needed help. During his confirmation hearing, Hegseth denied any allegations of violence toward his former wives.
Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives? Senator, absolutely not.
To be confirmed, Hegseth can only afford to lose 3 Republican votes. Some, including named Susan Collins, are still deliberating.
I had told you earlier that I was undecided.
In a statement to CBS News, an attorney for Pete Hegseth said that his ex-wife Samantha never alleged any abuse in court documents or to the FBI, and he called Danielle Hegseth's claims belated and false. Nora?
Nicole Killian, thank you very much. Turning now to the Arctic freeze affecting parts of 30 states. For the Deep South, it's unprecedented. Snow, ice, and even blizzard warnings stretching along the coast from Texas through Louisiana and into the Florida Panhandle. CBS's Katie Weiss is in New Orleans, which is experiencing its biggest snowfall on record. Katie?
Well, good evening, Nora. You know, NOLA is now SNOLA. 9 inches of snowfall here today, and it's still coming down. It's the most that Big Easy has ever seen in recorded weather history. And now, just at this hour, we're learning that the city has brought in 14 snow plows to come and clear these roads. Those plows coming from Indiana, driving down yesterday to take care of that. All this amid the state having its very first blizzard warning ever today. Palm trees covered in snow, streets slippery with ice, like this one leading to the Superdome, where the Super Bowl will be played in less than 3 weeks. This SUV lost control and hit a curb, and this historic weather event isn't over yet.
This winter wonderland that we're seeing right now is going to end, and a hard freeze is going to begin.
On iconic Bourbon Street, people were still letting the good times roll, but most Louisianans are heeding warnings to shelter in place.
Are you going to be doing anything to commence or celebrate this historic day?
Eating some good food, maybe a pot of gumbo, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm Skyler Henry in Tallahassee, Florida, where crew trucks like this one are using sand mixtures to treat the roads ahead of the storm.
As snow creeps into the Florida Panhandle, 5 inches of snow in Pensacola has set a record. In Tallahassee, emergency management crews are concerned about elevated roadways that can quickly freeze over.
Snow is not a common occurrence, so we don't have the magnitude of equipment that you have in the northern states. We don't have the salt, but we do have sand, and we'll use sand to help maintain the road surfaces to the best of our ability.
There's no relief at the beach. A dusting of snow has turned a beach day into a snow day.
We've reached the freezing rain portion of this wintry weather. Now, snow has caused issues for travelers as well. Several airports, including the one here in Tallahassee, suspending operations until the weather passes. Add on to that, concerns about sheets of ice building along the I-10 corridor. Nora?
Sounds dangerous. For more on where this weather is headed next, let's bring in CBS's Lonnie Quinn. Good evening, Lonnie.
Well, good evening to you, Nora. The picture behind, I know it's a little distracting. Let's broaden it so you'll get a better perspective on things. All right, that is blowing snow. And it looks like what could be a coastal New England town. Well, it's a coastal town, all right. That's Pensacola, Florida. There's 6 inches of snow on the ground right now in Pensacola. Just heard New Orleans, 9 inches, but New Orleans is not the biggest number in Louisiana. Lafayette, with almost a foot, 10.5 inches of snow. New York City, on the other side of the coin, only 1.6. Where does the system go? Well, it's going to be pushing off to the east, so places like, well, Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah, into maybe Raleigh, North Carolina. 3 to 6 inches for you, and whatever you pick up, look at this. It's not going anywhere. It stays bitterly cold. All of that light blue or purple, either cold weather warnings or extreme cold weather warnings. You're waking up to some tough numbers out there. Tomorrow morning, it's 3 below in Washington, but look at New Orleans. It's 11 degrees. Kick off your day. Towns that don't see snow, could see snow tonight. Nora, it's all yours.
Ronnie, thank you so much. Dozens are dead in a fire at a ski resort in Turkey. The details when we return.
If you or a loved one have had a shoulder, hip, knee, or ankle joint replacement, the bankruptcy of Exactech, a medical device manufacturer, could affect your rights. Exactech distributes shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle implants, including Optitrack, Optitrack Logic, TrueLiant, Vantage, Connection GXL, and Equinox. If you've had one of these products implanted, your rights may be impacted by the bankruptcy, and you must file a claim by February 7, 2025. You may file the claim on behalf of yourself or a deceased or disabled relative. Also, if you hold a claim or interest in Exactech, the deadline to object to the potential sale of Exactech's assets is March 18, 2025. For more information, visit extclaims.com.
Premier Protein is my secret weapon. 30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar, and it tastes just like a chocolate milkshake. Let's go! Let's go! Premier Protein, sweeten the journey. I can't wait for tonight. The kids are coming? Great! No, Uncle Todd is out. Oh wait, he's in? Listen, I broke up! We're back together!
Easy Glide Extendable Tails, now available at Ashley.
Kate made progress with her mental health, but her medication caused unintentional movements in her face, hands, and feet, called tardive dyskinesia, or TD. So her doctor prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release TD treatment for adults. Austedo XR significantly reduced Kate's TD movements. Some people saw a response as early as 2 weeks. With Austedo XR, Kate can stay on her mental health meds.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, or have suicidal thoughts. Don't take if you have liver problems, are taking Rosarine, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo XR may cause irregular or fast heartbeat or abnormal movements. Seek help for fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking, or sweating. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness.
Ask your doctor for Austedo XR.
A fire has left at least 76 people dead and more than 50 hurt at a ski resort in Turkey. Flames broke out in the middle of the night in a 12-story wood-frame hotel. It's the start of a 2-week school holiday in Turkey, and the hotel was packed with families. At least 2 of the victims jumped to their deaths. The cause is under investigation. Eye on America is next with a flip phone experiment. How will these 8th graders manage without their smartphones?
This is Steve. Steve takes VoQuest. This is Steve's stomach, where VoQuesta can kick some acid, heal erosive esophagitis, also known as erosive GERD, and relieve related heartburn. VoQuesta is the first and only FDA-approved treatment of its kind. 93% of adults were healed by 2 months. Of those healed, 79% stayed healed. Plus, VoQuesta can provide heartburn-free days and nights. And is also approved to relieve heartburn related to non-erosive GERD.
Other serious stomach conditions may exist. Don't take if allergic to VoQuesta or Mylan. Serious allergic reactions include trouble breathing, rash, itching, and swelling of face, lips, tongue, or throat. Serious side effects may include kidney problems, intestinal infection, fractures, life-threatening skin reactions, low B12 or magnesium levels, and stomach growths. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, medications, and if you have diarrhea, persistent stomach pain or fever, decreased or bloody urine, seizures, dizziness, irregular heartbeat, jitteriness, chills, shortness of breath, muscle aches or weakness, spasms of hands, feet, or voice.
VoQuesta can help kick some acid, and so can you. Ask your doctor about VoQuesta.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your school's saying first before saying it.
High tide! High tide, guys! High tide! High tide! High tide! High tide! Go with me.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
When my hair started to thin, I thought, am I gonna have any hair left? After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thin, it was gone.
When I spoke to my dermatologist, he immediately pointed me in the direction of Nutrafol.
This is 100% drug-free and clinically tested.
Within 3 months, my hair was fuller, it's longer, it's so much thicker.
I had more scalp coverage.
It was so nice to be noticed for my hair after hiding it for so many years.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
Honestly, I was scared when I was told age-related macular degeneration could jeopardize my vision.
Great. One more thing to worry about.
It was all too hard to deal with in the beginning. But making a plan with my doctor to add Preservision was easy.
Preservision A-Red Soup contains the exact NEI recommended clinically proven nutrient formula to help reduce the risk of moderate to advanced AMD progression.
Thanks to Preservision, I feel better that I'm doing something about it, like millions of others.
WKRG News 5 at 9 on Gulf Coast CW. Your live local news, weather, and sports 1 hour earlier. Find us on channel 55.1.
That's right.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul is calling for restrictions on cell phone use in schools across the state. At least 8 states have enacted statewide bans or restrictions on phones in schools. Anyone with a child knows how challenging it is to separate a kid from their phone. But in tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Meg Oliver found out kids will survive.
Like most 8th graders, 14-year-old Ben Cohen-Victor has a cell phone. Unlike most, his is a flip phone.
Why did you want to try a flip phone? I knew that something had to change because I was not getting my work done. I was very anxious. I was biting my nails a lot.
It all started last February when Ben lost his cell phone on the school bus.
I was without a phone for sort of 2 days, and I realized how my days were just so much longer and more full.
So much better, the lacrosse goalie made the radical choice to buy a flip phone.
I feel very proud of myself.
He used to average up to 5 hours of screen time a day. Now it's about 30 minutes. A CDC report says half of American teenagers spend 4 or more hours on screens. Teenagers with higher daily screen time are more likely to experience anxiety and depression.
It can be distracting.
So we asked 4 of Ben's friends, Carson, Renita, Jameson, and Maya, all 8th graders in New Jersey, to try flip phones for a week.
What is your average daily screen time on your phone?
10.5 hours.
10.5 hours? What are you doing on your phone for 10 hours a day?
Watching Gossip Girl and TikTok.
They were curious but skeptical about the experiment. Jameson says he isn't doing as well as he wants to in school.
I think like my phone's a big factor in that.
Although Renita plays 3 sports, she admits wasting time on her phone.
Probably it's like 30 minutes, like an hour has gone by.
Carson agreed to participate, but the avid basketball player was nervous.
As I got closer, I started having bad thoughts about it.
But Maya, who loves studying English and just started rowing, is hoping this trial helps her at night.
Hand over the songs. Let's see. It's gonna be open. Thanks, Jameson. Are you ready? Here's your new flip phone. Do you know how to text on there?
No.
No. It's day 2. It was like hard because I didn't have my phone.
Carson didn't make it. He asked for his phone back within 24 hours.
What have you been doing without your smartphone?
I just sat there and stared at my wall inside in front of his.
How do I add a new contact?
The others stuck it out, sending in mostly positive reviews.
I have been sleeping a lot better and a lot less tired during the day. I don't have my actual time, which really doesn't help.
I finish homework so easily and faster.
Hi.
Hello there. 7 days later, we reconvened.
It was as fun as I thought it was going to be.
And Jameson, what was the positive for you?
Well, I talked to like my parents a lot more, and like I went out a lot more with like my friends.
What did you learn from this?
I think that like not your whole life should be on your screen. There should be things just off of that.
I think it helped them even in ways they don't realize.
In February, it will be a full year for Ben and his flip phone. His friends may not want to join him full time, but he believes it's never too late to make a change.
It doesn't have to be something as drastic as
completely getting rid of all your social media. I still have an Instagram account that I will use on like my computer, but it's more about doing small things that you can bring together to just fix that constant need.
A smart lesson learned without a smartphone. For Eye in America, Meg Oliver, Montclair, New Jersey.
Great story. Everyone should try that. We'll be right back.
This portion of the CBS Evening News is sponsored by Ancestry. Discover, preserve, represent.
In our family, there's a passion for glass making that's passed down through the generations.
We stood on some pretty broad shoulders to get to where we're at today.
On Ancestry, I was able to actually put together our family tree. Each person is a glass worker.
That's why we do what we do. We can't help it. The glass bowling, it's a part of our DNA.
It's in my blood. It's my history. It's my job to make sure that this shop makes it to the next generation.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq.
Hey, baby. What are you doing? What is it? What are you watching?